Hello everybody, it is 1:39 a.m. Central Time on Thursday the 6th of July 2017. Got you here on Earthquake 3D live stream. Got breaking news for you just in the past few minutes. A new 5.6, 5.8, near 6.0 earthquake has struck northwest of Yellowstone Park in Montana, on the northwest edge of the North American Craton. Now I'm going to turn on a graphic here for you to see. This is the North American Craton, and this is a graphic I put out over the past several years, which shows directions that pressure comes into the North American plate and pushes down along the interior edge of the North American plate, the Craton. And right where the top black arrow is, you see it pushes into northern Wyoming across Montana. And we go back up to the west-northwest of this location. That takes us up into Alaska. Now, over the past several days, there's been multiple large eruptions at Bogoslov Volcano here at the Aleutian Island chain. There was also a 7.1 earthquake that was reported up here in Nunavut, Canada, that the agencies chose not to report to the world. And now, today, a couple days after the 7.1 showed up in Nunavut, now a 6.0 happens on the interior edge of the Craton, which is the largest earthquake to strike here in years. Now I'm going to open this up and we're going to get the information on the event from the USGS or the EMSC, whoever has the information for us first. Looks like the EMSC is the agency reporting this right now. Let's hit refresh and see if the USGS has the earthquake listed. They don't have it yet on their feeds, but you know what? Let's just go over to earthquake.usgs.gov and see if they've got it there. They should have it. No, USGS.gov does not have the 5.6 earthquake showing up even on their page. So we'll have to consult with the Europeans to get this information. Let's take the coordinates, 2-kilometer depth. Let's take the coordinates, put them in on Google Earth, and just see for ourselves what's at the earthquake epicenter. I can't believe the USGS doesn't have that on their site yet. Can you guys? That is just too much. Okay, so here we go. Now zooming in on the location. This is on the northwest tip of the Craton. Just make note of the mountain ranges here, and that's the edge of the Craton. So zooming in here, there's no actual volcano here, but the magma chamber for Yellowstone actually extends just beyond this. Now I've got viewers that live in Bozeman and Helena, so we are probably going to be getting some first-hand reports from people in the area here northwest of Yellowstone. Again, the reason that this earthquake is striking here now, first of all, pressure coming in from the edge of the Craton up here. Secondly, the 7.0 that struck up in Nunavut that was not reported by the USGS. So I said we'd know within a few days whether or not the earthquake up here was legitimate or not. We would see follow-up movement down the edge of the Craton. And, well, now here we are, 3 days later, and a 6.0, largest earthquake in years to strike in Montana, has now struck. So, if you're just now tuning in, the largest earthquake to strike in years has happened in the Intermountain West. The USGS is not reporting it, at least as far as I can tell. Let's hit refresh on their page one more time. Well, no, still don't have it. We're here on the USGS page. We're on their one-day magnitude 2.5 plus, and they sure don't have it. Let's hit refresh again. No, they sure don't have it, guys. So we're having to go to the Europeans to find out about a 5.6 happening in our own country. Maybe I should be appointed for the head of the USGS. Maybe that would be something that would really ruffle some feathers. Maybe I should contact the people in power. I'll do it for $35,000 a year. How about that? All right. So, okay, guys, this is a big enough earthquake to cause damage. Now, this is no laughing matter at all when it comes to the earthquake. A 5.6 is big enough to knock down chimneys, knock facades off houses, cause moderate damage to bridges, roads, even cause some slight foundation damages in houses. This is a worst-case scenario when you're looking for, damage to occur if you're talking about in the summertime when people are up here in their cabins in the mountains. A lot of cabins have stone fronts on them. So this is no doubt big enough to shake things up, knock things off shelves, take facades off houses, and knock down chimneys. That's how big this is. Now, some reports are going up to 6 point something. Now, I don't know what the ultimate magnitude list is on this, but we can find that out. As a matter of fact, let's do that really quick. Okay, USGS is weighing in on it. Finally, okay, here we go. 5.8 magnitude from the USGS. And we don't have any amplitudes contributed for their magnitude determination. Okay. All right, let's go to the seismologist page on the EMSC, which will give us the same information. So let's go over here. We've got the NEIC. Looks like that's registering in at 5.8. Let's go to Geophone Potsdam. 6.7, 7.2, 6.7, 6.4. They're going to have to upgrade. They're going to have to upgrade. This is more like an upper 6 to 7, guys. This is more like an upper 6 to 7. Let's hit another one on this. Let's see. Well, okay, don't have much on there for me to read to you, at least magnitude-wise. I mean, right off the bat, when we're getting that as... oh, boy. You know what? Again, magnitude 6.2. Okay, so it's big movement. Now, again, there was a 7 that happened up here. There was a 7 that I told you. I hate to say it, but I told you so. Okay, I got a message, USGS now reporting from my wife. Yes, I've got that. We've got it open on the screen right about now. There we go. So USGS having it here, and we'll just get the map here from the USGS. You'll notice it's not on a fault, so it's not on a fault zone itself, but let me turn back on our image of the craton and the pressure that happened all the way up at the north tip of the craton, up in Nunavut. Look where the red or the orangish color goes and meets up with the blue. That's where the 7.1 struck. So, again, now we have the largest earthquake in years and years striking here. I would say the two are related. Now, Europeans have just upgraded this to 5.8, I think. Fairly certain. Yes, Europeans have upgraded it to 5.8. And all I can say about this, guys, is that when we see a large earthquake like this, we have to look back and trace it back to the other events that happened. So Boguslav put off a huge series of blasts. 7.0 earthquake struck in Nunavut, then a 5.8 has now hit. Near 6, could be even larger. I would say, if you look at those station lists, this is the far low end of what they are, reporting. If you live in the area, no doubt that one shook you up. It's 1 in the morning, midnight, 1 a.m. Mountain Time. Largest earthquake in years, striking in the intermountain west as a result of pressure transferring across the plate. So I'm going to save this as a video now, then I'll come back on and we will redo the update again in a few minutes, guys, okay? Do not panic, do not be scared. There are a few things we have to watch for as a result of this. We have to watch downstream from this large earthquake. So 5.8 striking up here, watch downstream from this earthquake, which puts Colorado in the mix. It puts Oklahoma, Kansas, Texas into the mix, and it also will eventually push the East Coast. Guys, if you're on the East Coast, let me remind you, back in 2011, there was a 5.8, 5.9 earthquake here in southern Colorado, followed by a 5.9 earthquake, 6.0 earthquake here in Virginia that shook up the East Coast. That could happen again. It very likely could happen again. Separately, you can certainly expect a huge swarm of earthquakes over the next several days and going into a week or more, going across the fracking operations in the Midwest. Southern Colorado at the New Mexico border, northern Colorado, Wyoming, Yellowstone, all these areas along the edge of the craton absolutely positively need to be warned about this at this point. It's big enough to cause movement across the United States. We hope it won't, and you hope it would just disappear, but the chances of power just disappearing are fairly slim. Chances are it's going to carry on across the plate, and cause more activity in the next several days. Okay, so if you're just now tuning in, it looks like we're getting more and more people coming in here right now. 6.0, 5.8 earthquake has struck in the northwest United States, northwest of Yellowstone by a few hundred miles, a couple hundred past Bozeman. And this is on the northern tip of the Yellowstone magma chamber, which is 11 Grand Canyons in size. The cause of this 5.8 was a 7.0 earthquake that struck up here a few days ago. Agencies chose not to report that. They tried to call it a mistake. We told you to watch and see if there was any follow-up movement around down to the south following the edge of the craton. And lo and behold, here we are 3 days later, and a 6.0 has struck, the largest earthquake in years to strike the Intermountain West, which is not anything to shake your head at, guys. This is actually something that's significant, and also if you live in the area, it may have even caused some damage. Okay? Much love, everybody. Have a plan and be prepared. I'll be back on in a minute after I save this video on YouTube. Peace out. Much love.